Oh, we're recording.
This is worse than our regular thing. Oh my God, you just sat there for so long. Like,
Hello.
I wonder what's going on.
It's really weird because I don't have to like wait for you to also talk.
What do you mean?
So it's just like this is not the routine.
Fine, I'll just leave.
No.
This is not the routine.
So we're sitting on a couch together this time, and it's throwing me off my game. I'm like waiting to look at the screen.
You did not have game. All right. let's back that one up.
But hello and welcome to Mindless Prattle.
Do you always roll your eyes during the intro?
No.
Oh, just when I'm around. Okay. It's special this time.
Shut up, you're ruining the intro.
No, I was just questioning it. I don't get to see you when you do it normally, so, you know.
Hello, welcome to Mindless Prattle. I'm Ripley and this is Jordan, and we talk to you about stuff and things.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even get to say my own name this week. Like I get here in person and she's like, this bitch over here.
You can introduce yourself if you want. Would you like to be known as another name?
It's too late. I don't care anymore. What was I last week? Was I John last week?
I don't know. You've been changing it a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was John McStuffington last week. And it just shortens it to JM. And I'm like, that's less exciting, but okay.
John McStuffington. But you can call me JM. All my friends call me JM.
Yeah, we're this episode might come out a little bit late, but that's because Ripley wanted to sleep in today. And we
slept in for like 3 minutes.
He slept in for 23 minutes, thank you.
Whatever. We got up.
Yeah, we got up. But yeah, we're doing it in the same location this week, so it might sound better, it might sound worse, you know. Either way though, I don't really care.
Either way, you're still listening, hopefully.
Yeah, either way, I got to come up here and actually record one, so that's always fun. What do you got for us this week? Go ahead, start us off with one of your phantasmical stories.
Well, I would love to start off with yesterday.
What did you do yesterday?
So yesterday we were doing stuff, me and Jordan, you and I, and you shocked the hell out of me because
what?
You took me to Target.
Yeah.
And I didn't know we were going to Target. I was not prepared for Target shopping.
Yeah.
And then you just said, go shopping. I'll pick you up later.
Yeah. Okay. So we had things to do. It's called errand day, right? Or Ripley day, depending. Did I tell you that story about errands and Ripley's? Probably.
No. What?
Yeah. I sent you that picture. And it was this kid that posted on Twitter. And it was like, when I was a kid, my dad would always say he was going out to do errands, but his name was Aaron. So I just thought everyone's like things they had to do with their own first names. So I've been going and doing like Michelle's all my life. And I was like, yeah, we're doing Ripley's and Jordan's today.
I forgot about that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Like
anyway, so we had a bunch of stuff to do. And I was like, okay, well, I got to go get a haircut. And there's usually a wait. And I was like, I don't want you to sit there and wait for me. So the haircut place is right next to Target. So I stopped in front of Target and I said, get out and go shopping. And you went, do what? And I said, it's Target. You love Target. Go away.
I literally was so shook. I didn't even know what to do.
You got out and you're like, but I don't, what do I do? And I'm like, shopping, go.
He never wants me to go to Target. He hates it when I go to Target.
And then I found her later. And she was just staring at keyboards. Like,
listen, I went through the makeup section, and I was in the makeup section for so long that at one point the ladies were like, "Oh, do you need something? Do you need help finding something?" And I just told them, I was like, "No, honestly, my boyfriend just dropped me off here and said to go shopping, and now I'm just kind of shopping."
Right.
And they're like, "Lucky you." So I did. I got some makeup stuff I'd been putting off getting that I needed, and I got a new makeup bag because mine was really gross. And
oh man,
I reorganized everything.
I was in the middle of tweeting out. I wrote it on my little Twitters. I wrote it right. It said, "Drop her off at Target because bitches love Target." And I was gonna send it, but then right as I was about to, the haircutting lady, she's like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess." And I put my phone away, and I just never tweeted it. So it was like an hour later, and I was like, "Well, I can't do it now. You've already been there for like an hour." I'm like, it doesn't work anymore. So I just didn't do it.
I would have still thought it was funny, especially if I went on Twitter in that time. But I wasn't really on my phone. I thought about getting a Squishable, but I didn't.
A what?
Like a Squishmallow.
You do not need more stuffed animals.
I know.
You did not. You're like, there's more empty space in this corner of the house. And you're like, that's the ceiling. You're like, yes. Okay.
I just love cuddly friends.
Cuddly friends.
Like the one in the bedroom. That's my favorite pillow.
Mm. Speaking of that haircut that I got yesterday, there was something interesting that happened, right? I wrote it down because I don't want to forget. You know how like at the end of every haircut, they're like, "Does this look okay?" Like if it doesn't, what are they gonna do?
Yeah,
They're
put it
like,
back
"Does
on.
this look okay?" But like, no, I'd like it longer, you know?
Just pull out
And
the hair
I'm
regrowth spray.
yeah. And normally I'm like, yeah, okay, it looks fine, you know, whatever. If there's a piece here or there, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. It all grows back out, you know. But there was this other guy in there also getting his haircut. Crazy. And he was sitting there and he was finishing up, and the hairdresser for him goes, "Is everything looking okay?" And he takes that mirror that they hold up for you. He took it and he was like angling himself out with the mirror and like looking at every possible like direction that someone could like view him from, I guess. I don't know. And then he found one angle he just didn't like, I guess. So he was like holding it off to his right side and he's like glaring like over his fucking like trying to see through his nose, like like looking at it. And then he goes, "Yeah, this part right here." And the guy's like, "What about it?" He goes, "Can you make this like less aggressive?" And I was like, "Less aggressive? What the fuck does that mean? Like, you have aggressive
Like he wants it to
hair?"
fade out more or
I don't
something?
know. He's like like what? Okay. And I think it was because it was like a little bit square on top, and he wanted it like rounder on top. I guess I don't know. He's like less aggressive. Yeah, I guess I'll make it less aggressive, but like you can't put hair back on, so you're just gonna lose more hair.
That's wild to me because every time I get my hair cut, and I have pretty long hair, every time I get my hair cut and they hand me the mirror to check the back, I feel so fucking awkward because I'm just like, yeah, it's
Oh,
hair, you know? Like I think I'm
see,
supposed to look at the bottom to see if it's even or whatever, but it just
yeah.
looks the same to me because I have long hair.
See, normally they just hold it up and they're like, "Is the neckline good?" And I look and I'm like, "Yep, it's good." But yesterday she held up the mirror, and the mirror that she was holding up, she wasn't even looking at me. She was looking off to the side. So the mirror that she was holding was like angled too far up. So all I could see was the top of my head in the mirror. And I was like, "Good enough." I was like, "Yep, sounds good. See ya." And
Yeah, it's
she's
a
like,
pretty good
"Oh,
cut.
okay." I was like, I didn't even see my neckline at all. I was like, whatever. I don't care that much.
But yeah, you really surprised me. I was like, wow, Target shopping? Did I do something to deserve this? Like,
No,
I was looking at keyboards, but I didn't like any of the options they had because I really like the new Logitech one that comes with like the little cloud thing.
they have a cloud keyboard.
It comes with a cloud. It comes with a cloud keypad. What is it? What are they called?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
It's
It
like
comes with a cloud.
the little gel thing for wrist support.
What?
Like you
Like
put it.
the little wrist pad thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like it looks like a little cloud and it's really cute and I really want it, but it's expensive.
Is it white?
Yeah.
You can't have it. You get it too dirty and you'll be upset
But they
about
don't
it.
make it in purple.
Or you'll get it too dirty and I'll be upset about it. Neither
So, but
way.
what if I got it in white and then I got keycaps that are different colors?
How would that help? Oh, I disguised the dirt. Perfect.
I just need to get a new one. This one stresses me out.
Don't look over there.
I just need a new keyboard. This one stresses me out.
It stresses you out because it barely works because all the crumbs and stuff in there.
I cleaned it out.
Wow, mostly. I mean, you can't get upset about the way things are.
I can,
You're like, wait a
actually.
minute. Huh.
I can
don't
get
like
upset
this.
about quite a lot of
I don't
things.
like this reality that you've thrown me in.
And then you just kept doing that all day. You just kept taking me to places and making me do stuff.
I know. We went to Macy's. What a pain in the ass Macy's was.
I fucking that
Go
I
ahead.
don't get pissed off shopping a lot, but
That was so stupid.
so we were shopping. We were looking for a specific kind of shirt, you know.
A red shirt.
We were looking for a red
specific
shirt
kind
for
of
the
shirt.
concert we're gonna go to.
Red.
So we're looking for a red shirt. So we go to Macy's. We look around for a little bit. We find this like long plaid shirt in the men's section.
It was like 2XL. Like we were just looking at all their reds because apparently red is not a color that anyone should be wearing right now.
Yeah, how dare we
according
look
to
for red in
Macy's.
spring?
Yeah, so like Macy's had like 3 red shirts and one of them was like a triple XL, so it was way too big for me. But then we looked at it and we're like, you know what? This is like the perfect dress size for you. So
yeah, but then it didn't have a tag or a price on it, but it was on the 20% off rack. And so we took it to price check it, And then the price check didn't work, of course, because why would it?
It popped up and said, "Please see associate." And you're like, okay.
So Jordan stays over there, and I go to see the associate, and she scans it, and she's like, "Oh, this one's actually more on sale because we don't have this like brand anymore. Like this is the last one of them. So it'll be $23 total, and the original price was 46." And I was like, "Oh wow, that is a really good deal. Like that's great." And then we go to actually check out, and it's ringing up as 46. And I was just asking her about it, and she's like, "Well, that's the price it is, you know." And I was like, "Yeah, but we got it off the sales
Yeah,
rack."
she's like, "Oh no, it's not 20% off. Someone must have put it on the wrong rack." And we said, "Okay, well then, why did your other associate tell us it was 23 then? Like, how did it ring up different over there?" And she's like, "Oh, it's 30% off if you have a Macy's card." And I'm like, "Why would I want a credit card for one shirt? Like, that's crazy."
Yeah. And so I was just like, "Oh, well, then I don't want it. Like, thank you." But then what upset me about this whole interaction was the lady just like, she kept apologizing and being like, "I'm so, so sorry." And I had already told her, like, I didn't want it. I was good. I was like, "Yeah, thank you. Like, it's fine. Like, thanks, you know." And then she just kept being like, "I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "I don't care. I'm walking away now."
It's like it's talking to you. It's like talking to you whenever you get upset about stuff. You just keep saying you're sorry and like, look, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but it was crazy. And we kept having weird interactions like that all day with people in the stores. Like I don't know what was going on yesterday, but you know, we shopped around a few stores, and then we went into Buckle. And
Oh no, even before that, we went into, well, we had a weird interaction with them too, but did you see Calf Guy in the sporting goods store?
yeah, you pointed him out.
Oh my gosh, this guy, he had like decked out calves, like he was like fucking cycling every day or something. But then his arms were like super skinny and he had like a huge gut. And I was like, what are you doing? Just sitting there cycling every day and nothing else, man? Like that's crazy to me.
He did have very nice calves.
He did. He had great
Clearly
calves.
working out a lot.
I was behind him on the escalator. That's how I saw him. I was like, damn, look at those calves. And then I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, why do you have twigs on top? Like,
but yeah, so you know, we didn't really find anything there. So we just go to the next store, and we're shopping around. They have a lot more red options. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah, we
like,
went to Buckle, right? That's where we were.
Yeah, and we're shopping for a little bit. The guy was very enthusiastic greeting us and offering his help. We were like, no, we're just looking around. Thank you.
Also, like, I don't know if anyone's ever responded to the question because, like, right when we walked in, he came over to us and was like, "Hey guys, welcome in. Are you looking for anything in particular today? I can help you find it." And I was like, "Man, it's not that big of a store. One and two, it's a clothing store. Like, yes, I'm looking for a specific shirt. Do you have this? But like, what do you? Who's ever
Well,
came in
actually,
there?
I'm sure people do like, oh, I looked up this on your website. Can you tell me if you have it, or you know, something like that?
Maybe, but like even then, it's not a big store. I feel like you could just grab it real quick, you know? Like you could
Yeah,
see the
and it's
back of
not
the
the kind of
store as
store
soon as
that's
you walked
geared
in.
towards older people, so it's not like, you know, I could see a lot of people needing help unless you're looking for a gift or something. But my favorite interaction was there was this lady working, and she had like said hi or whatever to us, I think, and you know, same as the other guy. I think they were just kind of bored, not a lot of customers in the store. But she walks over to me and she goes, I know you're shopping for him, but we're really known for our jeans. So I thought I'd let you look at these. You could try them on if you want, and some whatever else she said, you know. And then she just walks away.
She puts down 2 pairs of jeans
Yeah, she just lays
in
them
front
on
of us
top of a
on
rack.
top of the shirts that we were looking at, and we were like, "Guess we won't look at these shirts." Like, what the fuck?
And the funniest part to me was I told Jordan, I was like, you know, they do that a lot to like make women feel insecure and buy stuff. And would you know, it fucking worked, because literally 2 minutes later, I was looking and I was like, you know, I thought my jeans looked really good today. Do you think I
Yeah,
need
she
new
turns
jeans?
around,
Like,
she's like, Ripley goes, "They do that a lot. Like they'll tell me my eyebrows look bad, or like, hey, I can fix your eyebrows for you at makeup stores and stuff." And I'm like, "That's dumb as hell." And then she goes, "But my jeans looked good today, right?" And I was like, "Why would you be questioning it now? We're not even here for jeans. Like, what are you doing?"
no, like I felt, because like I said, that morning I was like feeling so good about my jeans. I was like, dang, my butt looks good today, you know? But she said that and I was like, dang, it worked on me.
She's like, "I'm gonna neg you with jeans. Have fun."
But so we got the shirt we liked or whatever, and it was fine. But then I just she'd laid these jeans over the racks of shirts, and I told Jordan, I was like, do I just leave them there? Like, are they my responsibility now? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying on these jeans. I
Yeah,
don't
you
wear
were
ripped
like,
jeans.
do I take these with me? I'm like, no, fuck no. She made the work. She can clean it up, and we just left them there. I'm like, I don't. It's not our responsibility.
Yeah.
We went to lunch while we were out there too, and I'm all for having your dogs with you and stuff.
Oh yeah.
There was a guy sitting at a table, and he had his corgi there, and he had one of those like retractable leashes, and he just like didn't give two fucks about where his dog was wandering around, right? Like the corgi, he was sitting back to back with us. We were at the bar top, and he was behind us, and the corgi like he would jump up and we'd pet him for a second, and then he'd jump off and
He's
run
friendly,
around
yeah.
and go at her, and we're like, okay, that's fine. So it wasn't the best decision on his part. But then this hoe, she walks
She
up.
was stupid.
She walks up. This stupid fucking, I don't know what she was thinking. She walks up with her dog, sits next to us at the bar, also with like the same kind of leash. And the dogs are just like basically like fighting and tangling up behind us. So now none of the servers can get through that aisle. Nobody can walk through that aisle. The dogs are just sitting there like barking at each other. And we're like, why would you bring your dog over here and then just like ignore it completely when it's interacting with this other dog behind you? And
Yeah,
then
and dogs can turn dangerous in a second. Even the most well-trained,
yeah,
friendly
that
dog can
too. But
have
I
a
was
bad
like, what are you
interaction.
doing? And then come to find out, the guy behind us, it's not even his dog. He's in town dog sitting for his friend. And I was like, you are in town dog sitting for your friend, and you're just walking around like taking the dog out to lunch to like pick up women or something, because he
No,
was sitting there
literally, so
flirting
many
with
women were coming
he
over
was
to talk to
sitting there.
him.
Yeah, he was flirting with like every woman that came and
He was
talked to
using
him
the
about
corgi
the
to do it.
corgi. And I was like, is this why you volunteered to to have to hold the dog, to watch the dog for the fucking weekend? I'm like, damn it. No wonder he set out a bowl, and then he just sat there and like talked to the girls that would come up to him and ask about the corgi. And I'm like, man, you even know the dog's name? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, at one point, wasn't there even like a waitress came over to talk to him
Yeah,
about the dog
the
and was like
waitress
asking
was
about his
just
number?
the waitress was standing there for like 10 minutes, and I was like talking and flirting with him about the dog. And eventually he was just like, oh yeah, I'm in town dog sitting because this is my friend's dog. And she's like, oh, okay.
Interest suddenly 0.
Yeah, and she's like, well, that knocks some points down. I'm like, all right, well.
It's like people who use their babies to like pick up ladies.
They're babies? Is that a thing?
Yeah, no, it's a huge thing.
Yeah, a fake baby. Can I look at him? No, he's tired.
He needs to rest. He's had a long day.
Tired. Be like, what is it? What was that movie? Chris Kyle in the sniper movie where he's got
American
like
Sniper.
he's got like the fake baby, and he's just moving his arm with his thumb. You're like, okay.
Something really creepy and unsettling about that.
Yeah, like you couldn't get a real baby to just move slightly. You had to fake it with
but
your
it's better than
thumb.
have you heard of like the Twilight baby stuff? Like her name is Renesmee, but the fandom calls her anything but that. Like they will call her Renaissance, Ratatouille, Retribution.
Her name is terrible. It's a terrible name for anything.
And the CGI that they did for the babies in the movie is so bad because the baby like rapidly ages.
Didn't they try and make it look like it had shiny skin or like it was a vampire or something?
No, she just ages up so fast that like they had to like keep using CGI to do it. So they were trying to make it look like the actress who was going to be playing like the final child.
Oh, okay.
But it's really bad CGI. I'll have to show you a clip sometime because there's like one part.
I've seen her like standing as like a child, but never the
It's
the
literally
baby.
so bad. And the budget for these films was gigantic. Like everything else, all the other effects are beautifully done. Like they're pretty well made movies, especially for teen vampire book movies, but that part is specifically bad. And I just like seeing what names people can come up with. Like I said, it's like anything R, like Retribution, Ratatouille, Renaissance, Regurgitation. I've seen a lot.
That's a good one. I like that.
So
we got a new collar for the cat, and now every time I hear it ding, I think she's into something she's not supposed to be in. Because like she normally didn't ding, and now she's dinging everywhere.
Yeah, it's got a little bell.
I'm like, what are you doing? She's just walking.
You mentioned the cat first this time.
I did, because she's annoying.
She's not annoying.
She's dinging. She's dinging right
I
there.
like a little bell. It tells me where she is.
It tells me where. Yeah, because you keep losing her.
And sometimes she'll just walk under me, and I don't know if she's there.
You lost her yesterday too. You're terrible at hide and seek, by the way.
I'm short.
You short has nothing to do with it. It's a neck. You just look up.
I don't do that.
Yesterday you were like, where is she? She's missing. And I was like, she's not missing. All the doors are closed. She's here somewhere.
We have like there's 4 rooms.
There's like 4
apartment.
rooms. So what do you just find her? So you ran around for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes looking, and you're like, I couldn't find her. She wasn't under the bed. She wasn't in here. She wasn't in there. I said, did you leave the closet door open? You're like, yeah, but she's not in there. I was like, okay. So I walked over, opened the closet door, which, by the way, you had shut, turned on the light, looked up, and she's just laying there on top of the shelf on some blankets. And I was like, you're terrible at this. She's right there.
Yeah, she claimed the blanket shelf as her little hiding
spot. I didn't think to look up there. I'm like, in the closet? You didn't think to look in the closet?
Well, to be fair, our closet is so crammed full of shit. I did not think she would get up there.
Well, that's all your stuff. I don't know.
It's your stuff, too.
No, I don't live here anymore.
You have all the tools and everything, motherfucker.
Hey, those tools are going to hang up a plant later
today. Don't tell people you don't live here. Somebody's going to try to burglar me.
Burglar you? What do you mean? We've been in different locations for the past like 10 episodes. What are you on about?
Listen, I am very well armed.
That is true.
Got a cat. She's secretly a ninja.
I don't know. Well, not like a coordinated one, but sure.
She thinks she's so great. She'll try to hop up on stuff and she'll fall and she don't even care.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, did I? So since I've been away for a little while, you've been getting my mail, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got some mail.
Did you open that mail?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I just opened the mail yesterday. This is the best thing that's happened to me. My the bank account that runs my what's it called, the 401k, it sent me a check, right? And it said, because the deposit is less than $200, we sent you a physical check. And I was like, okay, I don't, I'm like, sure, whatever. And I folded the check over. How much do you think was on that check?
$57?
See, that was a great guess, but incorrect. It was 4 cents. They sent me a check for 4 cents. And then there was a big warning that said, if you do not cash this within 90 days, it will be voided. And I was like, oh no, not 4 cents.
That reminds me of do you think this is close enough?
For what?
For the podcast. Oh yeah, it's showing up clearly. Okay. So I got my Equifax settlement check, and I've been seeing some posts about this on Reddit as well.
Yeah.
So someone on Reddit the other day posted their Equifax settlement check, and they got like $10.37, and they were like, man, this is like nothing. I got my Equifax settlement check, and it was like, I think $5.93. That's what it's worth to sell my data and put my credit severely at risk. $5.
Yeah. They said, man, this girl's got a lot of debt. You want $5 for it?
Like, thank you. I don't even think I don't even know where I put the check. I was like, this is not, I don't care.
What? You need that $5. You got all them debts.
I could buy a tea with that. That's true.
Exactly. I just love that you also got a $10 Starbucks gift card for basically shitting on Starbucks in a survey.
Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, they said
I'm going to start doing that
feedback
to McDonald's. I'm going to start answering their surveys with terrible feedback. They'll be like, here's a $5 gift card. Don't talk to us anymore.
Well, it was a survey about technology and like technology use and how I felt about it and if I felt the technology works. And I don't.
And I don't.
Case in point, on Thursday, there was a major national service outage of our mobile order and pay system. So people could order and pay for things, but we did not receive the orders. So we just had every customer coming in going, I had a mobile. And we were like, oh my God,
had is the key word.
So I tried to turn off the mobiles because I was like, okay, the wait time for calling in things is like 30 plus minutes. That means everybody's having this issue. Turned them off. They automatically turned them back on.
That's good. Like, you obviously just didn't know what you were doing.
I had 2
right?
call outs that day, so I was just drowning.
Why did you not just make things that people wanted? I don't understand this. Come
I
on
did
now.
make them. Like, if they came in, they're like, "We ordered it." Of course, I made it because I was like, "Yeah, that's not your fault." But so I told them the truth about how I felt about the technology and all the issues I had been experiencing with
So
it.
like with the mobile order thing, like if they paid for it and ordered it online, but you never got it, right? And then they show up to your store and you give them like the drink because you can see the order. When the system comes back up, does it refund them that money, or like how does that work?
No, like on their side, it was completely fine. Like they were already paid for it.
Oh, okay. I would have been
It
like,
just
damn, I'd do
wasn't.
this all day. Just keep getting coffees for free because
No,
the
yeah,
system's down.
like so they were charged for it. It just wasn't
Right.
coming
Yeah.
through on our end.
Oh, okay.
So just take care of it. Honestly, what was really nice about it, like, we only had to refund like 1 or 2 people. And even though I had all the call outs, we did really good. But so in the survey, I was just honest, like, we've experienced a lot of issues with technology, a lot of outages, stuff that like affects customer experience and our experience. And so I kind of went off about that for a while. And a few days later, they sent me a $10 gift card for participating in the survey. And I was like, wow,
Nice.
cool. So it made me feel good, like, hey, I'm not getting fired for telling them the truth or whatever. But
Yeah. So spring is just around the corner, and
corner.
I know this because yesterday
right
you had to brave the wilds and kill a whole wasp.
Shut up.
So we're going to talk about that.
We started a whole
now.
argument over this, and you want to talk about this on the podcast?
Yes. I'm going to talk about how brave you were.
All right. Call
All
this couples therapy.
You don't want to talk about how brave you were? That's fine.
No, I'll talk about how brave I am.
Yeah. See, now you're all about it. Now she's like, wait a minute, a compliment? Well, do continue, sir. Like, all right.
Do go
So
on.
yesterday, first of all, you turned it into a plant lady. Second of all, like you got rid of some of the plants, but some of them you were just like holding on to. Then you killed some other ones. They didn't just like, oh, they happened to die. No, you left them outside when it was freezing.
I just forgot they were there.
Yeah, I know. That's leaving them outside.
I'm new to having plants.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be new again because you got to get more. Anyway, so we were out shopping yesterday, doing Ripley's, and we got.
That sounds so fucking wrong.
Yeah, well,
it sounds like a new drug on the market. Yeah, we went out and did some Ripley's.
I think it's close because it's close to Rip-Its or something. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, it's because we were out. Focus over here. We were out shopping, and we passed by. We were in Sam's Club, and we passed by some plants, and she just like turned on a dime and stopped and was like, oh, ferns.
I love ferns.
And she's like, can we get a fern? We want a fern. It's a hanging fern. I was like, all right, sure, we can get a hanging fern. So we got one, and we got to hang it up today. But we went outside to hang it last night, and I looked up, and I was like, hey, there's a wasp nest that's starting up there. And you were like, oh, okay. And I was like, so are you going to deal with it before you have a giant wasp nest that's up there? And you're like, oh, how do we do that? I was like, kill the wasp. There's only one. And she went, how? Do we have bug spray? And I said, no, we have an electric tennis racket. You just hit him and he dies and then it's over. And she's like, oh, okay. So she comes inside, grabs the tennis racket, turns around, immediately hands it to me. And I went, why are you handing this to me? Here's your tennis racket. Go kill the wasp. And she walked over.
Because you're the man, Jordan.
She walked over and she went, well, I can't reach it. And just like swung at some air. And I was like, yeah, that won't make it mad. Go for it. Keep doing that. So then she turns around and looks at me like, well, I don't know how to do this. It is clearly without, like, it's out of my reach. We're just going to have to wait until there's 100 of them and then start swinging wildly. And I was like, okay, what's the solution here? And then you went, and went inside and grabbed a little step stool, which I also got you, mind you. I got you all the tools for success here. You came back outside and you put the little step stool down. You made a little wasp barbecue.
I set the fucker on fire.
You did. You were holding it so long, like, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up. Oh, it's fire. It's
That's
on fire.
That's how I play video games too.
Yeah. And I was like, girl, you can smell him burning, right? Like he's gone.
Roasty toasty.
Yeah. And then
Sorry to PETA.
And you got rid of it and you're like, whew. I'll be back next year for my next adventure. You're wiping sweat off your brow. I'm like, all right. So, long story short, we have one less wasp, and Ripley did real good getting rid of it. But now I got to hang up a plant today because she wants to have a plant, but not in the places that there's already hooks in the ceiling, a different place to put hooks in the ceiling at. So it's going to be real fun.
You made me remember something. So you remember how yesterday I was telling you that there was that thing on Reddit about how Angelina Jolie is dating one of the Rothschild people?
Sure.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the Rothschild's family is like mega rich billionaire shit, like way richer than you can imagine, kind of posh money. And I guess Angelina Jolie has been seen dating one of them. But I just wanted to mention this because I thought this comment was so funny. Somebody commented on this post about her dating this Rothschild. And they said the man is so rich that when you look him up on Wikipedia, the first thing it says under his name is adventurer.
Adventurer?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Like, it means you're so rich you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Adventurer. I think it just means
you
do
just
whatever
travel
you
and
want.
do whatever.
Yeah.
And go, yay.
Your first title is adventurer. Which is funny because like in most like places, like medieval places or whatever, if you were an adventurer, they're just like, that's because you got no stable income, get out of here. But now it's like, oh, you're an adventurer because you literally have nothing to do because you don't have to worry about money. Like, okay.
So what would you do if you know, we bring up being an adventurer and we watch a lot of those animes where people get transported to other worlds. If something like that happened to you where you were pulled to another world like that has magic and monsters and shit, what would you do to survive? Like, what would be your thing?
What? You start an underground casino. And then what? You got all this knowledge, all right? Do I have no knowledge of this world?
No, you still have all your knowledge.
Oh, yeah, just start up things based off your own knowledge.
And you can even pick one item to bring with you. Like you could pick one modern item to bring with you to a magical fantasy world. What would you bring?
I don't know. I don't know what modern item I would need. Do you have an answer? Did you already know? There's several like animes about that.
Like if I can only pick one thing,
bring.
I think I'd pick one of those water filtration straws.
Water filtration straw?
I don't know how to survive in the wild. If I'm just getting to another world and I have to, they're always showing them camping and shit, starting fires. I could probably figure out how to start a fire. How am I going to sanitize water?
Boil water. If you're that worried about it.
Or I guess matches. Or like a fire starter kit. Or like, what are those like fire starter things that will let you start a fire anywhere, anytime?
What? You tell me right now how you start a fire, because you just told me you could probably start a fire. This is before you had the fire starter kit. You tell me right now how you're starting a fire.
Rub 2 sticks together.
Rub 2 sticks together.
You need to have kindling and like... Or I could use my glasses. And like do sunlight.
Man, we about to freeze to death with you out there. Yeah, use my glasses too.
Okay, I would find an inn and beg.
I would find an inn.
How
would you not freeze to death?
I'd go beg for a room. How would I not use freeze to death? I would use my pretty privilege.
That's how you get inducted into, I don't know, human trafficking.
Start working in a maid cafe.
No, prostitution ring, sure.
Or if I have cool magical powers, we'll become an adventurer and go kill shit.
Yeah.
Like, can I pick magic?
You pick.
What magic?
You just said medieval and fantasy. You didn't say magical.
I think if I could, though, you know, the power in the one anime we've been watching, the
cooking one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to cook, but
campfire cooking.
Yeah, okay, but he didn't gain the ability to cook. He just gained the ability to buy food. So like,
but I know how to cook.
But not like as many things. You would just be like, look, I bought another packet of ramen today.
But no, I can cook a lot of American dishes. I'd say like. I can cook a huge variety of pastas. And then I know the basic ingredients of a lot of dishes, even if I haven't made them. Like, if you have access to those ingredients, I'm sure they have access to a cookbook too.
Buying a cookbook.
Buy a cookbook. I open up a food stall on the side of the road. Type.
I type things all the time. You just normally
Normally,
can't
I
see
don't
it.
watch you, so this is interesting.
No.
Yeah, no. Do you know any video games?
I've never heard of a
Any at
video
all?
game, ma'am.
Oh, sorry.
Please enlighten me. What are these
Do
video
you know any?
games
Okay,
that you talk
I just
about?
really want a video game recommendation that
Do
feels.
you know
Shut
any
up.
video
That
games?
feels like Skyrim or Fallout, like a game like that where I can customize my character and then go on adventures and stuff.
You want like a single player RPG is what you
Yeah,
need.
but like where I can build a character because there's a lot of single player RPGs where you can like
What do you mean build a character? Your character's look has very little influence in any of those games. Like you get slight attributes in Skyrim. That's it.
Yeah, I just like it though. Look, I like making my character. And
Yeah,
a lot of
because you
single
spend
player
like an hour and a half making a character.
and a lot of single player RPGs are like, oh, you play as a character and then you can pick their skills and all that sort of stuff, which is fine, but it's not what I want.
You want to make your same generic red-haired character.
No,
yes.
I don't make them all
You
red
make them
haired.
all. It's like 98%.
I give them blue hair and pink hair and green hair. Like one run through of Fallout, I used to do like I would alternate. Like I did one run through where I called my character Cotton Candy Head. And then there was one where I did Blueberry. And I gave them different like personalities based on what hair color they had. And then that was my playstyle for that game.
You gave them personalities based off of their hair color?
Yeah, like the blue-haired one used melee weapons, and the pink one used guns.
Used guns?
Yeah.
How does that make any sense?
She doesn't like get her hands dirty.
Because she has pink hair?
She has pink hair.
The blue is the same shit. Like, what are you talking about?
The way I game is fun, okay?
The way you game is nonsensical is what you're talking
and
about.
And fun!
Okay.
I like to play The Sims, too. But I like to make characters based off of real people, so, like, I'll frame them off of, like, Disney princesses or anime characters. I don't really make you and I, sorry.
You and what?
Like you and I, like, you know, like people will make themselves and their significant others. Like I have made us before, but I don't really like to play with real people. I just like to create stories.
So the number one game that comes up when you look up games that are like Skyrim that are out right now is Hogwarts Legacy.
I don't want to play that.
Why?
Because people on Twitter said not to.
Because people on Twitter said not to.
Because it supports J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
It does look like so much fun, and I really do want to play it.
Hey, look, you want to not support things that are bad? Fine. No more Chick-fil-A for you. Yeah, that's right. Be a hypocrite. Hogwarts Legacy. That's what you got. Look, a lot of magical skills. Live out your Harry Potter dreams by attending the illustrious Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Although gamers spend a lot of time walking the halls of the school itself, there's a larger world outside. Wouldn't that be shitty if you could? The only thing you could do in the game is attend classes and do homework?
I've seen a lot of people say
that'd be so fucking dumb.
I think I saw an article that said only like 14% of people have actually completed the game or something though. Like,
oh, probably.
Like, and the player base has dropped a lot since it came out.
Elden Ring's another one on this list.
But it hasn't released on all platforms yet, so.
Dragon Age Inquisition, Divinity.
Yeah, I gotta replay Dragon Age Inquisition. I almost did a replay of it on Twitch, but the last time I played it, I chose the wrong voice for my character and got really upset because she sounded wrong and I couldn't play it.
Horizon Zero Dawn's on here.
Oh, I do need to play the second one.
No, Forbidden West. It's really good. I need to finish it. I haven't finished it.
If you don't mind, I can hook up it to my computer and stream it sometime.
What?
The PS5.
Oh, okay. I was like, hook up what, the game? I thought it was on. Is it only on PlayStation still?
Yeah, it's about to come out.
It's on PC. The first one's on PC. The second one's not, apparently.
Yes. So you know the Xbox acquisitions merger thingy going on?
The what?
The merger going on with Microsoft and Activision Blizzard, whatever.
I'm unfamiliar. Okay, good talk.
Okay. So my sister and her husband came over and he was talking about that actually, and he was super upset about it because he was like, all these games are no longer PlayStation exclusives. Like they're gonna be
Like what?
like
What games?
Horizon Zero Dawn and a few other ones were up there where they're like, oh, it's potentially like those people are gonna stop making them exclusives for PlayStation because they
Yeah,
want to be
because
on
they're
Xbox.
losing money on it. Yeah, what do you mean? It's the reason that like Halo stopped being Xbox exclusive and they just started putting it on PC and
Yeah,
PlayStation
and the
because
thing I
like
don't
or
get
PC
is
anyway.
like, you know, the console wars or whatever, but they're about the same at this point. Like they do about the same. You know, they run about the same. Games look about the same. It's not much of a difference playing on Xbox or PlayStation. You
Well,
know.
like back in like the earlier 2000s when things were actually exclusive to one or the other
Mm-hmm.
and they couldn't communicate with each other, then it mattered, which one you bought or which games you were playing, but
And you base it
now
off
it
of like
doesn't
what your friends
matter.
had though, you know, like oh, all
Yeah.
your friends have an Xbox, that's what you're probably gonna get. Like we always had PlayStation, and I was happy with that. And then PlayStation 4 came out, and they started introducing paying for online, and I was like, well, shit, now this is just Xbox.
Paying for online.
I bought the PlayStation 4 when there was still only like 2 games released for it. So when it first came out, all I played was it was like the Justice League game or something like that. Like it's one of the superhero games. It's free. Still played by a lot of people. And then I would play Warframe, and that was
I
about
think
it.
I played Warframe.
Yeah, I think you played it with me a little bit actually.
I don't remember much about it, but the name sounds familiar.
It's just like a shooter. You and the Tenno or something, like the robot people. I don't remember much of the actual things, but you go and kill shit.
What a concept
I
for a
can't remember
game, going and killing things.
there's like enemy alien race you're fighting against, but I don't really remember the specifics. It's been a long time, and every time I try to replay it, it's like they've changed so much about the game that I really struggle to like get into it and do it. But it's like free, and then you could pay for stuff in the game.
Hmm. Oh wait, I have seen Warframe. Yeah, I've seen Warframe. I don't know if I've played that actually. If I have, it's been for a couple minutes, not very long.
I wouldn't mind playing it again, but I've been on my Destiny 2 binge lately. I did a raid with my friends. I was not very good.
Yeah, you were playing that for a while. Did you end up dropping the difficulty of it, or was
No,
that
that you
something
can't
else?
drop the difficulty of it.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else then. What game were you playing where you said you started on like their hardest mode? No, you said that with like the Lightfall campaign, didn't you?
With the campaign,
Yeah.
yeah. So I started on legendary mode, and then it was so hard I had to drop back down to normal. And even now, like that I've beat the campaign on normal and I've leveled up and I'm above the light level, the enemy scale, so I still can't beat it on legendary.
I think you just need to try harder.
I need a fire team is what I need.
You're gonna fire your whole team?
No, you know, like
Oh,
a group of
man.
friends to play with, because when I do it by myself,
Oh.
if I die, it's like a shadow death section. So if I die
Oh yeah,
at
you have
all,
to
I'm just
restart
fucked
the
and I
whole
start over at the
thing.
beginning.
You're talking about the campaign?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They added like a lot of different features, but
Yeah,
then
I
they
haven't
trap you
played.
in a room with one of those guys,
Yeah, I haven't
and you
played Destiny in a
can't live.
while. I don't know much about anything. I don't even know what light level I am. Probably just the base of whatever they raised it to.
Yeah, they raised it to 1600 is the base.
Sure.
And I'm like 1750, 1770. I don't know. I just got to like the base level for like the strike or the raid I did the other day. I'm now at the level that I should have been when we did it.
Oh man. So how is your book coming along?
It's coming. I I don't like talking about it. It just feels like I don't know, like it's scary. I've done a lot of story planning, haven't done a lot of writing, but I'm going to be writing a lot next week. So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm just trying not to go
Coming out in October, so I mean, you got to get on it.
Probably.
Probably. No, it's definitely. You have already promised the people October 2023.
I don't know if those our 4 listeners want to read my
You
book.
cannot be, all right, a AAA game studio and just go back on your word and change your time and push back your release date. That's not how it works.
I can.
No, you're not allowed to.
Why?
All your employees will be mad at you. Plus all the fans, the backlash. It'll be heck. You don't want that.
Well, I'm doing the best I can.
You need to stop looking over here.
And
You're
I
gonna keep getting
don't-
distracted like this. Go
I
away.
don't.
You keep looking at my laptop and then getting distracted.
Listen, writing a book is hard, and I want to do it well.
You're writing a book about a well?
No,
That's what
that's
you just...
Moby Dick.
What? I don't like these little nicknames you're giving me.
And I don't have a title for my book yet.
Who cares? What does that mean? You know what you can do for a title, right? After the whole book is finished and together, right? You flip a little number card and it goes bling, and then it cops up to like 4, and you're all right, chapter 4. And then you flip another little random number thing and it goes a little bing, and then it goes 10, and you go 10 paragraphs in, and you flip another one and go bing, and it says 82, and you go 82 words down. You go, oh, there's the title, those 5 words. And you just pick random words.
That seems like a bad idea.
No, it won't be. It'll be right in the middle of like your fairy sex scene.
There's not gonna be
that many sex scenes. Okay, well, like that's fine, but look.
Listen, I don't know if there's gonna be any sex scenes in this first book.
Oh, okay. First book, you heard it here first. Second book, October 2024.
Well, the first book starts with the main character's husband dying, so I don't know if it would be appropriate for her to go on and then have sex after the death of her husband.
It's called rebound sex.
Listen.
That's all it is. Or like pity sex, you know? Maybe she finds like a lonely orphan boy.
Why would she have sex with a lonely orphan boy?
Pity sex.
She's like 22, 23. It's an adult book.
Okay.
She's not gonna have sex with an orphan boy.
Like there can be adult orphans, all right? I don't know what you're 18-year-old.
Why would you call them an orphan at that point?
Do they have parents?
A lot of people don't.
Well, then they're orphans. Like I don't know.
I think it only matters when you're a child if you have parents.
It only matters when you're a child.
Like if you're old and don't have parents, nobody cares.
How old are you before you're not and you're bot? Whoa, not that way.
You're a bot? Saw this capture right now.
Anymore. I'm gonna look. An orphan is typically defined as a child under the age of 18. Oh, okay. So once they're turning 18, they're no longer an orphan. They're just a sad piece of shit.
They're no longer an orphan. They just have a tragic backstory.
When used in a broader sense, the word orphan applies to anyone who has lost their parents. Got them. Adult-age persons who have lost their parents can and still do identify themselves as orphans. Looks like I'm right.
I just don't think it makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't make sense. What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
It's like, okay, yeah.
You don't magically get parents when you turn 18.
But like orphans.
Your neighbor,
like
your neighbor who helped you raised you is not your parent all of a sudden unless they adopt you, all right? That's how it works. You're still an orphan. Always will be. Can't get out of it.
Damn. That was harsh.
Why?
Can't get out of it. No, you're right. They can't. Damn, Jordan is reminding us of life's cold, hard facts today.
Oh, like you've never read Batman. Okay.
I am the night.
Yeah. Who was that?
Batman.
Was it? What's wrong with him?
He's got a cold.
He's got a cold, yeah.
I don't have a low voice. I don't know what you want from me.
Why was your low voice like all raspy and stuff?
Yeah, that's my low voice. I am the night. That's more of a Superman voice. I don't think he ever says
that. Does he say I am the night?
I think so, yeah. At some point. Well, if you don't have anything else to talk about, do you want to hear some facts about space?
Check this out, right? Okay, White Castle has just put out cheeseburger Castle Bites. It's White Castle, but in a pizza roll form. You seeing this?
I want that.
I know, I want it too. I gotta go look for those. The caption is, "What's the worst that could happen if you legalize weed?" It's just White Castle pizza rolls.
Innovation is what happens.
Innovation. Do you know 2 backwards is cunt?
I do now.
I'm looking at a picture of candles in the back of the two. Does this?
Well, what else are we going to talk about?
I thought you had space facts.
Did you
give
know
up?
it's completely silent in space? I know you knew that, but I don't know how many people
Are
know
there
that.
people that didn't know that?
I didn't know that before you told me.
What? There's no.
I just didn't
There's
think
no
about
way
it.
to sound. It needs a vacuum. Like it needs a medium to go through. Like you vibrate the air, and that's how you hear things.
So the thing that's like no one can hear you scream in space, like it's true.
Yeah, why would you? Do you think someone made that up for like a horror movie?
Yeah. I just thought it was for Alien.
You
Like they
can't
tagged it.
scream if there's no if there's no medium for the air or the volume to
So
travel
like to be
through.
realistic, should space movies be making like the parts where people are outside in space completely silent?
Yeah, like in what was it? In Gravity. Gravity does that.
I couldn't
But
watch
like
Gravity. It
if
gave
you
me
watch
anxiety.
Star Wars is not like if Star Wars was accurate, every like battle scene, like space battle would be completely silent. You wouldn't hear the lasers in space. You wouldn't hear like the fighters moving around. It would be completely silent.
That's so much creepier.
It would just be silence, and then you would just see things explode. Like that's it.
That's somehow so much more terrifying. What can explosions happen in space?
Yeah, you mean things can still explode, but as soon as the whatever's exploding goes away, that's just gone.
Squirrel.
Spacefacts.com. I knew there was a place for me in this world.
Are they trustworthy? Spacefacts.com.
I don't care.
I
I never said I was putting out only the truth. I like how the first thing is just the 8 planets.
My man
Got
Pluto excluded again.
Oh yeah. Look, dwarf planets, Pluto right there. What is outer space? Good question. There's only 10 facts. What kind of a spacefacts.com are you?
I feel like there should be more facts. Did you know it is unknown how many stars there are in the galaxy? You can't count them. There's too many stars.
Look, number 4. There is no sound in space because molecules are too far apart to transmit sound.
What if we just
You're
made them get
welcome.
closer?
We can't do that. Do you know if you touch two pieces of metal together in space, they would instantly weld themselves together?
I did, but explain to them because you'd show me the video about it already.
The little video. So the reason like two metals don't stick together on Earth is because even if you press them together really, really tight, there's still a layer of air separating the two pieces, so you can still pull them back apart. But in space, there's no molecules of air or particles surrounding those pieces of metal. So when you put the two pieces of metal together, they fuse together because all of the particles from like one piece of steel and the other piece of steel can travel back and forth like freely. So they just get stuck together and you can't pull it back apart. Welding in space.
I wonder how many aliens there are.
What?
Because like they gotta exist, even if they're not in like our same galaxy or if they're in a different like, what is it called, like developmental era than us?
I mean, if they're out in space, like you're talking about like on their own planet, or are you talking about like traveling around?
They're probably in different galaxies on their own planet, not as developed yet.
Probably.
Because what is it? The Fermi paradox? Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Oh. So it's kind of like if I'm remembering the correct one, let me look it up before I lie to you.
Oh no, it's okay. You can lie.
So the Fermi paradox is the discrepancy between the lack of conclusive evidence of advanced terrestrial life compared to the apparently high priority of or likelihood of its existence. So there's like a few different like explanations like that they say like why would it not happen, and it says like it's different ones like extraterrestrial life is rare or non-existent. Could be a reason, it could just be that Earth is a really rare thing that has occurred. It could be that extraterrestrial intelligence is rare or non-existent. So even if complex life is common, intelligence might not be. Like they might just not have the same level of consciousness or care about getting off their planets. They just live their lives and are happy or whatever. And then also periodic extinction by natural events. New life might commonly die out due to runaway heating or cooling on their fleggling planets. Like Earth has had major extinction events.
The majority of these are just like, hey, shit happens. Like things just happen and we're dealing with it. Like that's what we're going with.
There's also evolutionary explanations, like intelligent alien species have not developed advanced technologies to allow them to do deep space travel like us. You know, like there's nothing special about alien life, just like we're not special. It is the nature of intelligent life to destroy itself. Their argument is that technological civilizations may usually or invariably destroy themselves before or shortly after developing radio or spaceflight technology.
I'm looking at this right now, some news articles. They just discovered a new corridor in the Great Pyramid of Giza. How the fuck are we still discovering new corridors and new passageways in the pyramids? They've been there forever. Just look around.
They built them so well.
It's so
well,
crazy.
Plus,
they're like a mysterious corridor has been seen for the first time in 4,500 years. You're like, all right.
Oh, they discovered the passageway in 2016.
In 2016? Why is this an article today? You ran out of stuff to talk about?
You know what I thought was cool? Cleopatra, I believe it was Cleopatra, said no man would ever find her tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman is the closest one to ever finding it. Like that anybody has ever been.
How do you get close to finding it?
Like,
what does that mean?
She just
felt it?
Has found more and more stuff that's like relating to her tomb and stuff.
All right. I was like, I felt that I was close by. Yeah.
She just saw the ghost of Cleopatra.
It was like, it talked to me. And you're like, okay.
You know, wasn't it like right before COVID happened that somebody was like, oh, they pulled out that mummy from the tomb that was supposed to be cursed?
They do that shit all the time.
And then COVID happened, and we were like, "Hey, you released the plague."
They constantly pull out like dead people from things, and you're like, "All right."
You know what I learned that's kind of fucked up?
No.
they don't trust men with dead bodies. Like,
who doesn't?
For example, I learned when Anne Boleyn died.
Wait, who's they? You said they don't trust men with dead bodies. Who's they?
Like a lot of people.
What do you mean a lot of people? What the fuck where is it? What? A lot of people? What are you on about? Who does not trust men with dead bodies? Or you're Googling it?
I'm trying to say this properly.
You're trying to find who doesn't trust men with dead bodies? They don't. What are you doing?
I just lost my train of thought. It's fine.
You said they don't trust men with dead bodies. Because it was
based on this article or like this like thread I saw on Twitter, and then I was going to talk about it because I thought it was interesting. Like Marilyn Monroe's dead body disappeared for an hour after her death. No one knows what happened to it.
And men are to blame for this? What?
Well. And then like Anne Boleyn like specified that they had to do something with her body. So basically, like their dead bodies are getting raped. Is like what's happening.
What's happening? What do you,
yeah.
Did Marilyn Monroe just die recently?
And then I saw
what are you on
a lot of mortician? There's a lot of like female-only mortician homes,
right,
and stuff like that because of this being such a prevalent issue.
You just brought up also a lot of men rape dead bodies. Like what? All right.
That's like not something that would ever occur to me, but
it wouldn't occur to me either, or most of the people, because like why would I just start thinking about like, you know what, I don't trust men with dead bodies, like what?
Well, and then so apparently like a lot of the times things like this are only found out because like the wives of the morticians or whatever would like start getting like weird infections.
Weird. Like they forgot to shower.
Like they're fucking the dead bodies and then fucking their wives and like giving their wives like all these bad bacteria and shit.
Yeah.
And then they'd go to the doctor and the doctors would be confused, like, how did you get this bacteria? Like, this is from dead bodies. And the wives would be like, oh my God, you know?
A digital shower system? Why does we need that? That's crazy.
Oh my God, what if it had like 3 different nozzles and you could change the water and the pressure and the heat?
You think it just turns it on and off? What
That
are
would
you
be so
talking?
nice. I think that's cool.
I think it's fucking useless. You just don't want to like touch the water to turn it to a
I
different
also think the
temperature.
planet is dying and it's not very necessary.
Nothing's necessary. That's why I'm on the technology section of the nudes. Like nothing is here.
I thought we were having a podcast.
We are having a podcast. I look up things all the time, especially while you're around talking about stuff.
Well, I'm sorry if you don't like what I talk about.
Yeah, it was just my fantasy to talk about raping dead fucking
I know
bodies.
I'm pretty morbid.
What the fuck are you on? Like, oh, we talk about random things here. So it was one time, right? This dead girl was next to me, and like you just randomly brought up, oh yeah, they don't trust men with dead bodies anymore. Who's they? Is there a study that if you found this in? Like what do they trust men with dead bodies? Let's Google this. Respect for the dead and ethics of anatomy, PubMed. Well, that's not helpful, is it? Do dead people watch us? 7 things you can do with your dead body. What are you dead, alone, and unclaimed? Here's what happens when someone doesn't get claimed. Like, none of these top articles are about trusting men with dead bodies, but I'm glad you found a random Twitter article that made you think, well, shit, all the men, they're raping bodies.
I don't think all of them are.
You just
I
said they
think
don't trust
I think it's
men.
prevalent enough to be like a historical issue.
Is it prevalent enough? Let's see. Do male morticians
Not all of them. Don't
all rape
phrase it that way.
bodies?
That's horrible.
Rape among incarcerated men, men in prison. Mortuary attendant had sex with more than 100 corpses. See, that's one guy. All right. My mortician reviews what funeral homes do. Nope. Dead bodies. Same guy. Man was admitted 100. Same guy again. I like how all 6 of these reports of morticians doing this is the same guy, by the way, not all men. But thank you for putting that stereotype into the world.
You're the one who kept going. I was ready to end it and say, like, sorry.
No. You brought it up. You finish it out. That's how this works. Don't trust people with your dead body. That's the key. Like I brought up that there's a passageway in a pyramid, and you were like, "Oh yeah." Speaking of passageways, did you know?
I know. I'm sorry. I don't always know what's appropriate conversation. Sorry, guys.
So if you or a loved one has experienced male morticians, you may be entitled to compensation. Oh my!
If you have ever been exposed to my podcast.
Now I'm just reading through articles.
Well, say something funny.
Stop reading through articles. Stop reading my
what
articles.
Else to say,
Go away.
And, like, you're not helping.
I'm not helping because you're getting distracted by what I do. Like
I don't have any more stories.
You ran out of stories. You're not cool enough to think of things.
No.
That has happened to you.
You happened to me.
Great. You heard it here first. Male morticians.
Stop saying that. I didn't mean it like that. I just thought it was an interesting topic.
Was it an interesting topic?
Yeah, because I just never thought about that before. Like, it would never occur to me. Yeah.
Stop reading articles.
Well,
Look the other way.
Talk to me.
Look the other way, girl. You're supposed to talk while I read.
Well, I'm out of stories.
Dolly Parton just dropped major career news. Did she still have a career? Is she still doing things? What? Go retire, girl. What are you doing?
Yeah, let Dolly rest. But I guess if she wants to be up and about.
Okay.
What?
10 terrifying accidents on film sets, and the first one's the Alec Baldwin thing.
Oh, didn't he just get charged for that?
I think so. For what was it, involuntary manslaughter or something? For shooting a guy or person or whoever. Have you watched that 90s show on I think it's on Netflix?
No, I've seen clips of it, but I haven't watched it.
I've seen clips of it too, but the clips are just not that funny. I feel like they're just all right.
All the funniest parts are with the original caster,
yeah,
and they're not in it that much apparently.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the best clips are of like the guy who plays Red. He's still there. He's still like the best actor there. And then like Donna and Eric are in there sometimes. Ashton Kutcher came back for a little bit for like a couple episodes, but like all of the clips that I've seen involve those characters because they're the funniest clips. And then all the comments I read are just like, yeah, the new cast is all right, and like they're okay. They're funny from time to time, but the best clips of the show are with the original cast showing up, and you're like, yeah, that feels how it is. Did you know there's that 80s show too?
Oh, I briefly heard about that. I heard it wasn't very good.
No, so what happened was they made that 70s show, right? And the show ends on 1979 at midnight when it becomes 1980. And so that's like, oh, the show's over because it's now the 80s, But they made that 80s show, but it was a completely different cast, and it's a completely different like location and everything. And they only made like a season of it, and it just failed so hard they stopped making it. Like didn't even end it properly. And now they're going on to that 90s show, and I'm like, all right, Netflix, come on now.
I mean, you could really do the same thing in each one. Nerds smoking weed in the basement, playing Dungeons and Dragons. Like,
Yeah, it's the same.
you don't have to
stuff,
change
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. The cast of the 90s show is actually like younger than the original 70s show, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think it's to make them like distinguished like a little bit or like change a little bit, just like height wise, because the 70s show, I mean, they were all like in their 20s and 30s when they were playing teenagers in high school and whatnot,
I thought they were like
And
all 18, and then Mila Kunis was like 14 or 15.
Right, but they got older, but it was like a decade ago. So now when they have the new kids there, you're like, they're either going to have 10-year-old kids or they have like 13 and 14-year-olds, but they all look super young. It's weird.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Like the original cast in the 70s show, they looked older. They looked like they were almost 18, but the cast in this new show looks like they're all like 14. It's super weird.
Did they explain how old they're supposed to be? Like, are they all in high school again?
I have no idea. I haven't even looked.
Well, I also think a big problem with TV is like they have been casting old people to play teenagers for so long that now that they're finally casting teenagers to play teenagers, they look really young.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll look up some stuff. Like, how old are the characters? That's the one.
Good job.
Characters.
Who are they?
No. Okay. Well, all right. That doesn't help me. Character ages review. Blah 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 blah.
They didn't invite him back because I think he went to prison for sexual assault or something like that.
And who?
The guy who played Kelso.
What?
What's his name?
Ashton Kutcher?
No, sorry. Who the fuck is that? No.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy who played Hyde?
Hyde.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember his name for a second. Yeah, no, he like got charged for like assaulting someone, I'm pretty sure. And didn't get invited back to the show.
Yeah, they're 14 to 15 and not in high school. So it's like middle school 90s show. It's kind of weird.
Well, at least they can age it up when they need to.
I guess if they're planning on doing it longer or like running the show longer or something.
Well, what?
Are you out of things to say?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How are you running out of things to say? It's only been like 4 hours.
We've been talking a lot this morning.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot this morning. I feel like I should just not talk to you for a while.
No.
Make the podcast easier, Is that not how it works?
We should buy more plants.
We should buy more plants. All right, well, that's going to do it for us this week. We got to go buy more plants. There's just too many things that I'm not allowed to kill in real life. So plants it is.
I'm trying to keep them alive.
That's why I name all my plants. When my friends come over, they're like, why is this one named after me? I'm like, I don't know. Why does it never get watered?
The fern is Franz.
Excuse me? Did you just name a plant after my robot?
Franz Ferdinand.
Ferdinand? Is that what you're Ferdinand?
His name is Franz because he's a fern.
His name is Franz. Yeah. Okay. You all right. Yeah.
I think it's a great name, right, guys?
I think it's a name.
You know what? You named the vacuum Hans.
Yeah, and mine makes sense. It was a Frozen reference. You enjoyed it.
I do.
See? Yours is just a play on words, like you some sort of dad or something.
I'm funny.
Oh. That's what all the funny people say.
Shut up. You have reached the end of our podcast.
It's time to go.
Please leave a message after the tone.
Oh, that's going to do it for us this week. We appreciate you joining in. If you like these little joint sessions, we'll try and do them as much as we can, but no promises because, sometimes I just don't like being here. Damn. What?
I really just want to put it
Fine.
out there that I'm not
Jokes,
saying
whatever.
all male morticians are bad people.
Yeah, no, it's too late. It's going in your bio now.
It's a Twitter thread. If you've
No.
seen it, let me know.
It's
I just
going
feel
in your
bad.
bio.
No, I didn't mean to
No,
imply
nothing.
that.
I get to write your bio, and I'm changing it.
Do
That's
not
what
imply
happened.
that. Oh no! Don't stereotype. It's bad.
You brought it up.
Don't. Just don't.
I'm trying to close out your distrustful
Don't
podcast.
ever
All right,
say
ma'am. Stop
anything
it.
to anyone.
Ever. If you like the podcast, share it with a friend. If you don't, share it with people you hate. Get them to listen. We appreciate all your values and your views and whatnot. And if Ripley would ever stop worrying so much about it, we'll even have like little promotions and things on the show eventually. So that's gonna happen. Ripley's coming up with all those. Yeah, she's afraid though. Don't worry about it. We will support her. If you want to leave a comment, review, whatever you want to do, you can join us on mindlessprattle.com. You can leave a comment, review, and a voice message on there too.
If it's just a scream at me about morticians, I understand.
Option. Yeah, send a message that just says, "I don't trust them either." It's whatever. But that's going to do it for us this week. Thank you for joining in. We appreciate you as always. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.